Alright, so moving on, we're going to continue with our alien character over here. We're going to do the body and the hands and etc. So same thing like the head, we're going to start off with a cube. Alright, and this time I'm going to use my insert edge loop tool. I'm going to add one here, and if I just go to the front, okay, here for cube over there, I'll have one right smack in the middle, right? If you take the whole edge loop over here and press and hold X, you can snap it to the grid. So next thing is I'm going to smooth this guy, right? So it becomes something like this. So there's some nice geometry that we can play around with, and I'm gonna delete half of it, right? So we're just gonna work on one half of this geometry over here. Later on we can mirror it, same like how we do the head, and I'm gonna scale it to where the collarbone and the collar area is, right? So you may realize that some of the information over here, the drawing over here, is a bit pixelated and you can't really see. It depends. If you're lucky enough, you'll get a very nice image plane which has all of the details, but sometimes you gotta work with what you got. So let's try to be a bit more imaginative with this one. So let's try to, first of all, we're going to shrink this one down. So this area is going to be the collarbone, and then from here we can extrude and move some of these vertices down, and from here we're going to extrude it this way. Alright, so just try to match it up as best as we can, get it to be. Let's go from the front. Right, so from the front we have this like collar thingy over here coming up. So we're gonna use these faces over here. Just gonna make sure things line up as best as we can get it to be. So make sure these guys are here, right smack in the center. I press F to have a look over here. Right, so I know this area is gonna be kind of like the collarbone and stuff like that. Now right off the bat, I just want to make things as ovalish as I can get it to be. So it's pretty good right now since we smoothed it earlier. So these two faces over here, this is where the hand is going to extrude out. So let's try to make them as ovalish as possible. Right, it's not going to be exactly perfect, but we try to get it as close as we can get it to be. Something around like that would be good for now. And we're gonna take the two faces right over there, and we're gonna extrude him out. Right, so here again we have to move this one down here, and let's have a look. We're gonna move him around like this. Right, so try to get it as oval like looking as you can. Right, and try to not make things look squarish if possible. Right, so neat trick is that we can take all the vertex over here, the ones that's on the outside, press R and bring it to the center, and then we can just rotate it slightly. So it's kind of flat and just rotated quite a bit. Right, so I'm not going to touch that too much. This part here, this is a hardened edge, so I'm just going to soften the edge for everyone. Now we're going to continue working on the body. So click on the faces, these two faces at the bottom. So remember, you just select the whole face like this, and if you press Control, and you can deselect these areas over here, the top faces over there. Probably want to try to scale him, like make it as flat as you can be. Extrude this area. Now this area is very important because animation is going to happen over here, where me just move this for a while and move the pivot down to somewhere in the center. Let's just move the pivot somewhere over here first. Right, so imagine he's going to turn around this way, and yeah, we're going to need to have a lot of information over this side, so that's why we need to have more faces here. Let me just center the pivot again. Let's go back over here and extrude again. It's a good idea for me to do a freeze transformation so that my manipulator will be back to the center, and perhaps I'll delete all of this history over here as well. Right, I'll take the bottom faces, scale it down, and try to push things around again. Same thing again, we're trying to follow the shape as best as we can. Right. We'll just look at this side, maybe look at this side as well, as it starts to expand over the waist area. Alright, so I'm gonna take these faces over here and I'm gonna extrude them down as well. And let's just follow the angle of the body shape of the alien character over here. Right, so let's push this one out, this one goes somewhere over here. Again, take the bottom faces, extrude them again. Right, so this is kind of okay. And I'm gonna push it this way. Perhaps this one should not rotate so much. And these faces over here, try to rotate it so slight bit more. Just make sure I select it correctly. Yep. Now if you want, you can follow the angle of this shirt over here. Now I extrude it again. Perhaps I extrude it 2 more times, and the last one I'll just flatten it out and push it down, and this guy I can rotate it just a bit and push them out over here. Right, more or less get the basic shape, and again make sure we go to the sides and we follow the shape of the body. Right. Now sometimes you need to look at from the perspective view, because over here, as you can see, this area here is too flat. Alright, so let's just take some of these edges over here and try to make it a bit more oval-like. Alright, so now I know that if I'm following this character exactly, the shirt is a bit small for the alien, so probably we need to separate this area out so that we can follow the image plane that we have, the concept art that we have. But let's just try to get a basic shape right first. So move things around. Again, I say you want to make it as round as you can get it to be, because it's an organic character after all. Right, so something to take note of, sometimes when you just select the edges or faces like that, by right, this manipulator has to be right here, somewhere in the center. So if it's somewhere in the middle, you know that you have selected an extra face or edge, which I did over here. So after this, just deselect, and you can see that the manipulator moves somewhere in the center. It should generally be in the center of the faces or edges that you selected. So if it's not, means you probably selected some extra edges that you're not aware of. Probably something that's behind you or something like that. Alright, so if I'm moving too fast, feel free to pause the video and watch it over again. Alright, so it will take some time for you to massage this area over here. You need to kind of like get it to flow. Alright, it's okay if you take some time, just make sure that things flow. These faces over here can be deleted. Make sure you delete all these faces over here. It's supposed to be hollow, so all those faces should go bye-bye. And again, we just soften the edge over here. So we more or less get half of the shape right. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mirror it, and I'm going to work on this collar area a bit more, try to make it a bit more obvious, and then we're going to continue from there. Right, so on to the next video. Alright, so moving along to the next part, let me just delete the history again over here. I'm going to mirror this guy. So again, if you forgot how to mirror, first of all, you need to make sure all these center vertices, all these guys over here in the center, is right smack to my grid. So in order to do that, I just press R. First of all, I bring it somewhere in the center to make sure it's straight, and then I'll press and hold X to make sure it snaps to the grid. I can just go to this grid and snap it back to this grid. Right, so we know that it's right smack in the center. Now we'll go to Mesh, Mirror Geometry. Right, for this part, things work quite well, but sometimes if you have, like I said, how we do for the face, if vertices are too close together, you might need to play around with these numbers over here. So for this part, it's quite okay. So next thing I'm gonna do is, probably this color area is too small. I'm just gonna take everyone over here. Let's see, perhaps from here, and I'm just gonna make it a bit bigger, something like that. And I'm gonna take all these faces at the top over here, and I'm gonna do an extrude, scale this down slightly, right, and just a bit more, and then we're gonna press G and push it down, and then scale it a bit more. Right, probably press G one more time and push it down and delete away that face. So there's a kind of like a hole over there, and then this neck will just go all the way through. We can do that later on. So next thing, I'm gonna work on the collar a bit more. So I think this collar can expand up a bit. Use the insert edge loop tool here, and flatten it just a bit and scale it. Right, so it kind of like have this turtleneck type of collar, which is what we have over here. The concept art kind of looks like a turtleneck collar design. And let me just move things around over here just a bit. I'm gonna make sure things line up as best as we can. Again, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect or anything like that. It just have to be something as close as we can get it to be. As for the neck over here, right, so now we have two things going on over here, and sometimes it's a bit hard for us to see which is which. So one thing we can do is we can use some of this display tool that we have over here. So I'm going to introduce you to two of them. First of which is called Hide Unselected Objects, or alternate H. So I'm going to put this inside my shelf, and the other one is I'm going to go show all. I'm going to put this in my shelf as well. So what I can do is, I have these two shortcuts over here. Is, for example, if I just want to isolate the body, I can just select the body and press HUO, which is Hide Unselected Objects. And what Maya does is, Maya is going to hide everything else in the scene except for the things that you have selected. So in this case, I've selected the body and everything else has been hidden. Now if I want to bring them back, I can just press Show All, and everything else will come back. So it's a bit easier for me to kind of like move around within my objects and isolate them. So it's a good practice to just select your model, because you have all of this history over here. Just delete the history, center the pivot, and freeze the transformation. You can do it once in a while you're modeling and stuff like that. So let me just isolate my head for a while, and as you can see, I have some of these faces over here. Actually, I don't need some of these faces. I can delete them away. And I think I can just have a look from the side, rotate it this way, and scale it, and then rotate it this way. Just move some of these vertices out over here as well. And probably what I want to do is, I want to add some loops over here. I'll add one loop over here. I'll select the bottom edge over here and show all, and then probably scale him down just a bit, and then I'll extrude the edge down around that way over there. So I want to try to fill up this hole as much as I can. So I can select these edges at the outside of the shirt, extrude, press the square over here, and can kind of like scale it just a bit and push it in. Right, so try to get it as much as we can. Again, it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. Most of the time the camera is not going to look from here. Right, so let's just take this edge and scale it this way, and then we're going to extrude it one more time downwards. yeah, probably to cover as much of the hole as we can get it to be. What you can do is you can even, if you want to, you can actually snap some of these areas up so it'll be quite perfect. So let's see if you can do that. Let's hide this guy and we count how many you have over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you have 10 vertices around here. And let's go back to all and hide this guy. And for this one, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we have 2 extra, but it's okay. What we can do is let's just bring that guy back in, open up our wireframe, and we can just ignore one of them first. So let's try to snap as much of them as we can. So I'll just select this guy and press and hold V to snap it all around the neck area. Again, you don't exactly have to do this. It's something that will just make your model neat and stuff like that. So once I do that, I think this neck over here can kind of like scale in for both sides. So I'm just gonna scale in this area just a bit more. Alright, so I'm just gonna skip this guy for now. I'm gonna use him. So he'll be the one that's gonna sit up, because if not, it's not gonna match. So snap that guy in. Take here. Just gonna snap it all around. Again, take your time. I know it's a bit hard for you to move around some of these faces, like over here sometimes, but just have to kind of like press 4 and then select the correct vertex, and I can press 5 to move out, snap it in again, right? Snap, snap. So this guy is the last one to be snapped. Alright, so for these 2 vertices over here, what we can just do is we can kind of like push it in as close as can be. It doesn't have to snap to anyone, but just get it to be as close to cover up the hole, right? So maybe I shouldn't do it for him, I'll do it for this guy so that we can mirror it again. Or you know what, we can actually go here and go to our symmetry settings and turn on our object X, and then yeah, so that's gonna save us quite a bit of time. Right, not sync from the right angle here. Just push this one down and push him in. Again, doesn't have to be too perfect. Alright, so more or less something like that. So it'll be a bit more neater and stuff like that, right? So again, soften everyone, soften this guy as well. Alright, so let's try to tackle the hand first. Alright, so we'll go, see, let's go from the side. Now sometimes you might see this camera thingy suddenly appear at one of these orthographic view. Well, this is actually my perspective view, is where I'm seeing from now. So if you want this to go away, basically just rotate your camera on another side and you know it's gonna go away, so it doesn't affect you that much. So next thing is we're gonna go to our faces. We're gonna select these faces over here, right, and we're going to extrude. Right, so maybe I'll see from the perspective over here. I'm gonna extrude this guy, probably make him a bit smaller, and then press G and W to push him out. And this time I'll like probably flatten him, not too much, just a bit. From the center, like scale him, push him down, extrude again, push him out, and yeah, let's try to follow this angle as much as we can. Right, so kind of like get that nice view over here. Perhaps what I want to do is I might want to just put a loop all around here, because I want to get at least 8. 8 is a nice number to go all around. So at least if 8, at least it's easier for me to like make it more like a round shape, right? So now this is just one way of doing it. It's probably another way of doing it as well, which I'll show you in the next part, where we actually will delete these faces over here. We bring in a cylinder, 8-sided cylinder, so that we can get this area to be like perfectly round. So it's just on preference really, on how you want it to get done. So we'll do it on the next video.